all of you guys, after the game the other night, how important was it to just kind of turn around and have a game like this today where it was the defense that really told the story?
Very important. You know, we can't go back in time, so we don't really worry about that game anymore. So we came to practice the next day, we moved on immediately. Get ready for St. Peter's. St. Peter's was a tough team, you know. They had a tough loss at home, so we knew they were going to come in here trying to go to war. So that's what we expected, and that's why we executed so well.
How important was this game for you personally?
You know, big game. Emotions high. You know, it's still love for St. Peter's. Those still my guys over there. Some of the guys still there. Respect to them, but emotion was high still. You know.
Day, lots of big free throws down the stretch to help put this one away. They kind of kept lingering around. Talk about the resiliency down the stretch for you guys. Every time they kind of want to knock on the door, you guys kind of shut it.
I feel like it still go back to the last game we just played on Friday. I feel like we didn't have a lot of big moments, and we kind of broke down in the times. But I feel like together we was more together, and then like hard times we just stuck together throughout the whole game.
And Biggie, you had a quieter first half, but a big second half. Did anybody say anything to you at halftime? You know, go after it. Don't be so casual out there.
No, I just played my game. I wasn't scoring, so I knew I could help the team with like good defense and getting on the board. So I was doing whatever they needed, and then it just all came together. And then just ended up a big second half. So.
Is there a moment where any of you felt like the game turned a corner? I know St. Peter's was given a good fight early on.
Never.
No,
it might have been times where it's like dang, they scoring a little bit, but like I knew deep down like we was gonna hold it down and stick this one out. So I ain't never feel like that.
Biggie, how do you describe the last 2 weeks for you personally?
I say the last 2 weeks for me personally is just learning. I say it was a big learning and a big humbling experience. So using those 2 weeks that happened last week, and then just coming in this week, handling business, controlling what I control, and then just making the next step and climbing the next step. Every day, just 1% better, climbing the next step to learn and getting better. So that's all I could do.
Clarence, what do you think of Biggie's last 2 weeks?
Great last 2 weeks from Biggie. You know, for everybody out there, the game could be taken away from you at any second, and it was for a little bit. And he came back and he brought us energy. You know, Biggie's a huge piece of what we're trying to do, trying to go to AC and win a championship. So the last 2 weeks, Biggie been locked in, and it showed today.
What do you guys are going to do these next couple of weeks? You have like 12 days for a game. This is time to get healthy. I'm sure everybody's kind of got their injuries and stuff, but what else are you guys going to do? Do you guys think there'll be something in practice that Tobin's really going to focus on?
School first. So it's finals week. So we got study. You know, get ready for finals this week. Going on, then the week after that, get ready for our next game, and we can go from there.
Day, how do you think Adam is performing as a true freshman guard?
I feel like Adam's performing very well. He's still learning, like some of the mistakes. He's getting better though each and every game. We watched like a lot of film with the positioning coach, and I feel like he took a big gap from when we first started to now.
There's an idea that Evan Ward's going to return to activity tomorrow. What can he bring to the backcourt with you guys?
I feel like he can bring a lot of energy on the offensive side and defensive side. He's a bigger guard than me and Adam, so I feel like he bring that a lot of energy.
Knowing that you took on St. Peter's in a lot of ways and beat them at their own game, what's the feeling after doing that?
It feels great knowing we lost by like a bad loss last game, so we know we had to come in here and just have high hopes, high energy, and a high motor.
Happy to get the win today. I thought we did some good stuff. We defended, played tough. You know, when you play St. Peter's, it's always going to be a dogfight. It's always going to be physical, and they're going to defend too. And so the first half was we just kind of hung in there long enough and kept getting stops. And I thought the second half we started to get a few better shots, a little bit better offensively. It's still a struggle. The turnovers are still a problem, but it was good to get a win. Good to get a win. You know, now we get a chance to get a little bit of a break here, which we need. We played a lot of games in November, and get some guys healthy here. Just clear our minds a little bit and get ready for what's ahead. So good to get a win. It's been a long week. You know, I think sometimes when you come back from those big trips, we're probably still tired from that trip to the Bahamas. Like it grinds you a little bit. But there's no excuse for how we played Thursday. But it's good to win today. Showed some toughness today. Showed some grit today. Showed some fire, and that was good to see.
How important was it to have a game like this where the defense really was the story for you after what happened at Sacred Heart?
Yeah, I mean, I can't explain to you, Guy, what happened at Sacred Heart. You know, because I thought the last time we played Rice, and Rice is a similar team to St. Peter's, big, physical, athletic, right? We guarded the heck out of them. So yeah, no, it was good to have a good defensive game and for us to show a little bit of like backbone. And like we kind of recruited this team not to be St. Peter's, but be more like St. Peter's, right? That's why you have guys who are kind of like their kind of guys, and that's why they won the league last year, right? So we're not totally that way, but I thought in that mold a little bit, like more physical, tough, defensive team. And obviously we haven't been that way consistently, so it was good to see that today. I thought we were pretty tough today. I don't know what the rebounds were, but I thought we rebounded well today. Offensive rebounds were great. Yeah, good to get a win.
It's also important to hold off St. Peter's. They kept kind of hanging around, and you just felt like they were going to get back in it, but we slammed the door shut. How important was
Yeah, I mean, a couple of good plays down the stretch, right? We just, it's like I was talking to Rupert after the Sacred Heart game, and he was just saying, man, this is hard. With all new guys, it's hard. And like, we just don't act sometimes like a team that's used to being in these situations. So I get frustrated. We all get frustrated, but it's still a new team, right? So it's like we were ahead, and I thought we just kind of like, at the start of the second half, we kind of just came out just average with our intensity and our energy. It was like we let them hang around. They missed some free throws that helped us. If they make those free throws, it's a different game. So I didn't think we played as well as we could have. But we had a couple of nice plays in the stretch. Adam had a steal 1-on-1. A couple rebounds we got that were big for us. So it was good to make those plays. You have to act like a team that's used to being in those situations. So it was good to. A couple of good plays, made some free throws. Not all our free throws, made some free throws. That's a struggle as well.
Biggie had a really strong game today.
Yep.
Talk about his evolution from the Cornell game to today.
Yeah, like Biggie for us has to be a good player. Like he's got to be a good player every night, right? And so a guy like him, like he can defend, he can rebound, he plays with energy, he's good in our press. So he's got to be that way all the time. And like, he hasn't been that way consistently, and part of it is like I just think it's hard for him. He's adjusted to a guy who was an All-American, averaged 25 points a game. Well, now it's a little bit harder to score, harder to get your offense going. So he's learning how to play other facets. And like I have a high expectations for him, and part of that is like sometimes he gets frustrated too with how he's playing, and so we have to keep on teaching. Me and him spent an hour together on Saturday morning just talking about all that stuff, right? And I think I've got to do a better job with him understanding, like, listen, this is an adjustment for him big time, And so he's had, listen, the Vermont game he played great, the Rice game he played great. When he plays well, we play well. It's kind of what it is. Like, I thought he was rebounding like crazy today. He was really active.
You any closer to figuring out what makes this team tick?
No. But I do think Winborn coming back is a big piece for us. I know people are going to say, well, that's just one guy, but like he's a high energy, tough, hard-nosed guard who can play with Day and Adam and also play behind those guys, So, but no, right? Like I had no idea. I think I talked to you before the game. Like I didn't have any idea how he played it. I had no idea. And like that's the worst spot to be in. I've been a head coach for a long time to not know who's going to I was surprised at Sacred Heart. I thought we'd come in and go, and it would just be a war, and we'd fight. Like we might get beat, and it's a road game, which are always hard. But I was shocked by how we played, how we competed. Shocked, like out of my mind, shocked. Like so today I'm like, well, I had told him before the game, there's no pregame speech, there's no motivational thing. It's like, listen, fellas, like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like we don't show up and play hard and play together. This could be trouble. So you got to do that. So and like sometimes. The motivational part doesn't matter. We have that in us. We just haven't been consistent yet. So I'm hoping this can help us as we go into break, build a little bit of momentum, get a little bit of confidence, which we need, and get better.
You started with a line change after that first media timeout, and then went to a more traditional rotation.
Yeah, we're not trying to line change it today. Today was just all 5 guys got tired or something like that. So if I don't do subs. I'm not in charge of subs, so I kind of like give the guys on the bench a little bit. We talk about it before the game a lot. It's hard to do subs and also concentrate on what's going on in the game. So I try to leave my assistants up to that. So they just went 5 at a time at that point. It's good off the bench to get in early and see what guys have. So, But yeah, after that it was kind of like hoop. I thought it was good to see Luke Jungers. I thought played well the second half. Like we need him because he can make shots. Like he's an offensive threat for us, So I thought it was good to see him play well. And Hogarth's going to be good. Comey did some good things too. But we're still, happy to get a win. So that's all. I'm happy to get a win. I'm happy to get a win. I'm still a little shell shocked, but you know, I do believe this team can be good. I think I probably did us a disservice with our schedule. Like I go on everybody else's schedule, everybody's playing I don't want to play non-ones. I don't want to do that. But like we haven't had a break from anybody. I mean, every game's been a good team. Every game, right? There's not been one team we played that's not a good team. So it's like that grinds on you a little bit. And it's only December. What is it? December 5th or 6th or 7th, right? We played a lot of games already. So I probably didn't help ourselves there. I was talking about to a good buddy of mine, Dave Paulson, the head coach of Holy Cross, and he's like, I told you, I used to work for him, and he's like, the most important job as a head coach is recruiting, right? That's the most important. You have to get good players, right? And number 2 is scheduling. Like you got to schedule the right way. I'm a competitive guy. I want to go play the best teams we possibly can. And I'm like, I don't think, it's all new at 13. I don't think I knew that sometimes you need a little bit of a confidence booster, some juice. And we were close in a couple of those games, but still, I think it wears on you, wears on guys. And like, hey, does this work? Are we being good at all? So I think we kind of lost our swagger a little bit. We have to get that back. But I think we have a lot of work to do. But there is potential here.
So I know the guys have finals, and a couple guys are going to get healthy over these next 12 days. Is there something that you're going to try to focus on just in terms of just these next 12 days?
I'm going recruiting for like 4 days. So that's what I'm going. So I have a flight at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'll feel a little bit better on that flight, knowing we actually got to win before the break. So that'll be good. I'll be gone for 4. I got my Christmas tree last night. We went and picked it out. So that's good. My wife's happy. My daughter's happy. Everybody's happy. And no one's really happy. My dogs are happy. So then we'll come back. And like we have got to get better. Defensively, we got to be consistent, right? So and then offensively, we've got to not turn the ball. We got to find 5 guys who can, and like, is it the half court offense? There's something. Is it 3-on-2, 4-on-3? You got to get a shot on the 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4 in transition. We don't score on those. Offensive rebound, got to score on. There's a lot of things in that facet we got to get better at offensively. So we'll work on our offense a little bit, or we're gonna work on our press a little bit. We'll get better. I think we'll do a lot of skill stuff too. We'll do a lot of some workouts and get better at that kind of thing too.
Tobin, do you think the energy of the home crowd played a factor in today's win?
Absolutely. The better our crowd, listen, people are down on us. I understand that. Listen, there's nobody more down about what we're doing, our results right now than me, right? And I think I apologize to every person who's ever walked into Rochelle in the last 2 days for how we played Thursday. It was a despicable performance in every facet of the whole thing, right? Like, listen, I'm not used to it. And I'm like, and I was irritated, and like, that's not how we should play. That's not how we should act. That's not how we should do things. So, we got to get the crowd and the fans back, and you do that by being a tough, gritty, competitive team, and the results will follow, right? And I keep preaching that, and we keep going on that, and that's what's got to be, right? That's how we're going to win, by being tough, gritty, competitive. We've lost 2 games at home already. It irritates the hell out of me. So yeah, the crowd is awesome. I appreciate people coming out today. I appreciate people coming to the games. My wife was like 50-50 on coming. I've lost a lot of support around the house, right? So I understand. Listen, no one understands that more than I do. So happy to have the crowd here. Happy to be at home. Now let's get better here and improve this team and get ready for what's ahead of us now, which is a nice little break. And we go Colgate, Harvard, and it's all MAC after that. And I still think we can be a factor. I really do, but we have to get a lot better. And that's my job the next 2 weeks.